Hello everyone, how are you all? Today we will be doing question number 14 to 17, in which it is mentioned as which paragraph contains the following. As we can see, it is mentioned here which paragraph contains the following. We have to read the passage A to F, and in the question which is mentioned here, question number 14, question number 15, question number 16 and question number 17. So we are going to read each question and find out the answer. One more thing, as it is mentioned here, we can see it is mentioned as NB. NB, what it means? NB, it means that you may use any letter more than once. It means that as we have letters from A to F, we can use twice, we can use thrice, or even we can use 4 times. As we have 4 questions, question number 14 to 17. So we are going to read the paragraph and get the answers from 14 to 17. Make sure that you can use repetition of alphabets A to F. I hope everyone got the point. So let's read question number 14 to 17. The first question is 14. It is mentioned 14, the location of the first test site. Okay, here what is the keyword? As yesterday also I informed you that we should look for the keywords first of all to get the answer quickly. When we read the complete paragraph A to F, we should always make sure that this statement is mentioned in which paragraph we should remember. Okay, so here it is mentioned as the location word is mentioned, and also first test site. Okay, so it means that in the paragraph where it is mentioned as initial site or pilot site, or we can say firstly, or even it is mentioned as the first test site, so we are going to go to that paragraph and get the answer. Second question we have, let's see the second question. A way of bringing the power produced of one site back into Britain. Back into Britain, here is the keyword, site back into Britain. It means that the power is produced and it was returned back to the Britain. It means it was in some other place, then it was returned back. It was again came into existence in the Britain. So which paragraph contains this information? We are going to mention that particular paragraph between A to F. Question number 16, reference to a previous attempt by Britain. Previous attempt by Britain. So here it is mentioned as previous attempt by Britain. First keyword. Second, to find an alternative source of energy. So here the second keyword, that is alternative source of energy. So we are going to also look for this answer in the paragraph. We are going for the question number 17. Mention of the possibility of applying technology from another industry. So it is quite similar that we will get this answer very close to question number 14, because here it is mentioned as the location of the first site, and here it is mentioned that applying the technology from another industry. So let's read the paragraph and we'll get the answer. So we go to the paragraph site and we will look for the answer. We'll read C paragraph where we can get the answer, as I already read this paragraph previously. So we can get the answer from here. First site, as you remember, the question was mentioned as the first site, so we will look where it is. So after reading this particular paragraph, we came to know that our answer starts from here. It is mentioned here, the first station is expected to be the first station, and in question it was mentioned the first site, right? Expected to be installed of Plymouth in Devon shortly to test the technology in a venture jointly funded by the Department of Trade and Industry and European Union. So do you remember, in this question it is mentioned that the first site, so answer will be, we can see the answer which will be here, the answer will be C. Okay, So question number 14, answer is C. So let's go to the question part and see the question. It is mentioned as first side, so answer will be C. Got it? Let's go to another question. In the same paragraph, if we read, I got a clue here. I will let you know where is the clue, how we can find the answer. Okay, here it is. See, as we have already read in this particular paragraph, it is mentioned about, we just read here. See, here are the few industries names were mentioned, right? Here we can see Technology Venture jointly Department of Trade, and here Industry and European Union, and after that it is mentioned here. See, here it is mentioned as Abu Bakr Bahaj. A charge of his name of the person is mentioned in Southampton research that the prospects for the energy for the tidal current are far better than from the wind, because the flows of water are predictable, are far better than what wind, because the flow of water is predictable and constant. The technology for dealing with the hostile saline environment under the sea has been developed by the North Sea oil industries. See, here is the industry's name mentioned. You can see it is mentioned as industries, oil industry. We got the one answer. Let's go to the next page. Here it is mentioned is already known as the turbine blade design because of wind power and ship propellers. So here it is mentioned about the another industry. So it is here ship propellers, wind power, okay, turbine blade, okay, turbine blade design, third industry. Then we go to the fourth one. It is mentioned here as oil industry. So our answer for this particular paragraph is C. So we can mention the C in question number, where it will be, yes, you are right, in question number 17, where it is mentioned as about different industry, mention of the possibilities of applying technology from another industry. Got it? Now question number 16, a way of bringing power produced by one side back to into the Britain. Hey, let's read for this particular question where we will get the answer. Let's go to the E paragraph where we can get this answer. Here it is the E paragraph, and we will read this small paragraph. Okay, so let's read the complete paragraph and get the answer. Definitely the answer will be here only. Dr. Bahaj has done most work on the Alimeji side, okay, where there are powerful courses. The single undersea turbine, see, it is mentioned the single undersea turbine farm would produce far more power than needed for the Channel Island, and most would be fed into the French grid and re-imported into the Britain via cable under the channel. So it is mentioned as re-imported. It means it was restarted in Britain once again with the help of cable under the channel. So answer here will be E for the question number, yes, 15. A way of bringing power produced, a way of bringing power produced one side back into the Britain. So it is mentioned how the power was reintroduced into Britain. So it is mentioned here how the power was reintroduced. It is mentioned, it is C. We will read once again. The single undersea turbine farm would produce far more power than needed for the Channel Island. It means the turbine will produce the power more than expected, and most would be fed into the French grid and be re-imported into Britain. Re-imported means it will be again started into the Britain via cables under the channel. So answer for question number 15 will be, yes, you are right, it will be E. Got it? Its answer was C. Its answer was C. So now we are going to look for another answer. I am going to mention again. This is C. this is E, and this one was C. Okay, so now we will read question number 16, which is left. A reference to a previous attempt by Britain to find out the alternative source of energy. So here our keywords is alternative source. Okay, so we'll read the paragraph and we'll get the answer. One more thing to remember, a reference to the previous attempt by Britain. Wherever it is mentioned like previous attempt by Britain by alternative industry, previous attempt Britain, it means it will be near about in the initial paragraph, right? So let's read paragraph A. As I already read, so I will look for the answer directly where it is mentioned, that you will get the clue how to get the answer. Okay, let's see. It is mentioned in the last 4 lines. See, it is mentioned from here till here. We will read. Under wind power, which Britain originally developed and then abandoned for 20 years, allowing the Dutch to make it a major industry, undersea turbine could become a big export either to island nations such as Japan and New Zealand. Okay, what it is mentioned here, again we'll just read a question once and we'll go through with this paragraph again. A reference to a previous attempt by Britain to find out the alternative source of energy. Alternative source of energy, an attempt was made, it is mentioned. So here it is mentioned under wind power, which Britain originally developed and then abandoned. It means Britain started, but they stopped for 20 years, allowing the Dutch to make a major industry. What they did, they allowed Dutch to make their own industry. Undersea turbine could become a big export earlier to the island nations such as Japan and New Zealand. So England allowed Dutch to make their own industry, and also it is said that nations such as Japan and New Zealand, like Japan and New Zealand, should not go further. So it was the Britain who allowed Dutch to move further in this particular concept. So it is a reference to the previous attempt by Britain. It means Britain initially started, then they given back to the Dutch for the alternative source of energy. Alternative source of energy, it means for what was the alternative source? It is mentioned as the undersea turbine was the alternative source. So this is our answer. So our answer for this particular will be A. Got it? So let's go to the question and answer number 16. A reference to the previous attempt by the Britain to find out the alternative source. So our answer will be, yes, you are right, A. Let's read it once again. A. So it will be C, it will be A, it will be C. So we have done all the 4 answers, 14, 15, 16, 17. The last line what I want to say, just go through with the question, look for the keywords. First side, look for the keywords. Here it is mentioned as bringing power produced site into Britain, alternative source of energy, and here it is applying technology by another industry. So if we look the answer with the help of keywords, it will become easy and you will get the answer very nicely. So thank you for watching my video. Do like and share and comment, and thank you, and do your reading well. Good night.